How's it going? Welcome back into the den. I'm Tobin. Episode 18 in my brush review series, the Semogue SOC, that's Semogue Owners Club, the Semogue SOC Synthetic Silvertip. Mine is in the black resin. You can also get that in a Taj resin is what they call it. It's kind of like an off-white, which is like for the Taj Mahal, and then a butterscotch. And I've also seen one in a cherry wood handle. I bought mine 8 months ago from Bullgoose. We're going to follow the same format as in the previous 17 episodes. Can't believe we're at episode 18. Taking a look at basically 3 different categories, but breaking it down into subcategories of 2. First, we're going to take a look at the softness of the fibers. First, taking a look at the softness of the tips. In a lot of ways, this fiber, this synthetic silver tip, reminds me a lot of the Umo ST1. A little different, but in a lot of ways very similar. So if you're familiar with the ST1, you kind of know what to expect with this one. Soft tips, I'm giving it the same score that I gave the Umo ST1, and that is a 7, with 5 being average, 10 being the softest thing ever, and 1 being the exact opposite. And then face feel. So the softness of the tips, that's just the very tip right up here. Next, the face feel, and that's when we actually get the brush spread open, splayed is what we call it, splayed open, and then the softness of the fibers on the inside when you get it on your face like this. And for that, it's not quite as soft when you get it splayed open. I'm only going to give it a 5 for face feel. That's not a bad thing because it is kind of scrubby. It's not scritchy, but I would say it's scrubby. I really like it. I do. I love this knot. I love the SOC. One of the things with SOC is when you see the Semogue Owners Club title there, is you're going to get a handle shaped like this one. I've got a lot of them. This is the Semogue Owners Club Mistura, which is a Badger Boar mix. I believe mine is the cherry wood handle, but essentially it's the same handle. So when you see that SOC, what it's basically what it's basically telling you is that you're going to get this shape of a handle. That's my understanding. It's something that they started doing years ago, which is a whole other story, not part of this review. Backbone. We're going to look at the backbone, the structure, the strength of the fibers from 2 different angles. First, we'll look at the backbone and then the ease of splay. With backbone, it's great. It really is. It's got this nice springy pushback. I'm giving it a 7, with 5 being average, 10 being like, a brick. It just is like super strong and has a lot of backbone, to 1 being like a pillow and it just, flops and is blown over by the wind. So 5 being average, what you might expect from a synthetic, and then giving this a 7. It has more backbone than what you might typically get with a normal Badger. This is a 24 millimeter diameter with a 55 millimeter loft. Forgot to say that at the beginning. Next, looking at the ease of splay, and that is actually how easy it is to splay once you get it splayed open and how much resistance it gives you back. So, we got this bouncy right here, and then actually once I get it open, so we're still basically measuring the same thing, but just kind of looking at it from a different angle, from a different viewpoint. Ease of splay, I'm going to give it a 4, with 1 being the hardest thing ever to splay and 10 being the easiest thing to splay, because we're taking a look at the ease of splay. 5 being average. This is it has a little bit more pushback than the average synthetic. So if you're looking for something that is a synthetic with backbone, I do think that this is a good option, that it's offering a good deal of backbone, and then you're getting some good pushback. And so with the face feel that I talked about up above, and with this ease of splay being not quite as easy as other brushes, you do kind of get this nice scrubby exfoliating type action from the fibers, which I really like, because with a lot of synthetics today, they're super soft. You don't get that scrub. You don't get the pushback. I like all types of, experiences. That's why I own hundreds of brushes. I'm always looking for, something different every day. Sometimes like, no joke, yesterday I used 2 brushes in my shave. I used a V26 and I used an Ultralux. And literally, yes, I think it was like this. And that's not uncommon, because I'm a schnerd. I am crazy about wet shaving, and I like to play with my toys. I love shaving brushes. I have a disorder, a brush acquisition disorder is what we call it. I got bad. Takes us down into flow through, how easy the soap, water, lather flows through the fibers. And then we'll take a look at retention, how well it holds onto it. With 5 being average, looking at the flow through, I'm going to give this a 7. 10 being it just, flows right through it and comes out the other side, a 7. Now, on the same hand, I really do believe that we can have the best of both worlds, and that you can have good flow through and at the same time have a degree of retention. One of the biggest complaints that I have with synthetics is that they're often messy. And what I mean by that is, you'll be using them and they fling lather all over the place or all over you, as to where with a good badger, it'll do a better job of retaining it. So for flow through, I'm going to give it a 7. It does release the lather readily. It's not a greedy soap hog by any means. And then retention it's average. It's about a 5. I feel like when it comes to flow through, it does better than a lot. But overall with retention, it's pretty middle of the road, that you're going to get kind of what you expect from a synthetic. So 7 on the flow through, 5 on retention. That brings us down into value, which for me is the most important category of all. Do I feel like I got my money's worth? I spent $50 on this brush at Bullgoose. That is still the cheapest place to find it at places that I shop. I looked around the internet. New England Shaving has it for $52. Bullgoose has it for $50. So $2 cheaper at Bullgoose. He does have the 3 colors in stock. The only difference is the color of the handle. The fibers are the same, the knot, the loft, everything's the same. I feel like I got my money's worth. I really feel like that for $50, I got one hell of a deal, that it was a great bargain, a great value. 10 being the best value ever, like they might as well make it free, and that I feel like I absolutely got my money's worth. I'm going to give this one a 9. I would happily buy another one. In fact, I was looking at a cherry wood one. They have a cherry wood at New England. I questioned whether or not, and I think it is, but it's $39 and I don't understand why it's on sale. So check out New England, but just buyer beware that I'm 99% sure that it's the same, but I questioned the price, because while they had it listed in the plastic resin handle for $52, they're offering it in the wood, and wood is usually more expensive, more costly, for only $39. And I hadn't seen these fibers in a wood handle until I was doing my prep for this video today. So New England Shaving does have the cherry wood for $39. But they're offering it in the resin, all 3 colors, for $52. Maybe email them and ask them. I'm pretty sure it's the same. So check out New England if you want to look at the wood handle. And check out Bullgoose if you want to get the resin handles. Phil, he's the owner of Bullgoose Shaving. He's one hell of a guy. I've spoke with him for years now, 7 or 8 years. I've gotten to know Phil very well. He is damn good people. He ships fast and he stands by what he sells. Sells. Take care, you guys. It's the little big things. As always with a series like this, it's value. And I got my value. I got my money's worth. And I would recommend this brush to anyone looking for a great synthetic for an affordable price. $50 is a great deal for a top of the line synthetic. I love Semogue. Take care, guys. I'll see you next time.